the iconic and elegant St. John's Bridge with its Gothic architecture. Built in 1931, the St. John's Bridge is a steel suspension bridge, the one and only suspension bridge in the Willamette Valley, and one of only 3 highway suspension bridges in the state of Oregon. It clears over 200 feet of space from the Willamette River and is used as a navigational point for ship captains coming down the river. Navigation. You know what's important for navigation is maps. Speaking of maps, this week we are studying all of the states in every single region, so all 50 states. So it is your job to study the location of these states, and when you're ready, have a family member quiz you, see if you can identify, see how many states you can identify, and take a photo of how you do and send it to us. Fremont Bridge, built in 1973 to connect the I-405 and I-5 loop around downtown. It is a steel 3-span tied arch with a steel upper deck. It's actually the longest main span of any bridge in the U.S. I don't know if you've ever driven over Fremont, looking out downtown, but just beautiful views. It's almost like painting a picture. Speaking of painting a picture, check out Melissa's art blog for art lessons and assignments for this last week of art. Ah, the Broadway Bridge. Built in 1913, it's your classic riveted steel truss with a double-leaf bascule, and is actually the longest movable bridge in the U.S., if you can believe that. We also learned from Jeff and Alex that it was originally painted black before they started painting it red to look like the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. Speaking of red, I hope that you have read for at least 30 minutes today, or at least are planning to. Now the steel bridge is a riveted steel truss double-decker vertical lift, a bit of a mouthful. The Union Pacific Railroad has owned and operated the steel bridge since its opening in 1912. The lower railway and the attached Riverwalk footbridge can go up and down by itself, and then the upper roadway as well as the lower deck can also go up and down. A lot of up and down, up and down. Sounds like 60 minutes of physical activity to me. The Burnside Bridge, built in 1926, is a steel truss double-leaf bascule, which means it's a movable bridge where a roadway deck tilts out of the way for river traffic. It's special for its ornate railings as well as the operation houses. It can take anywhere between 7 to 15 minutes for the Burnside Bridge to move. 7 to 15 minutes, that's not that long. That's plenty of time for you to do your daily PE challenge today. The Hawthorne Bridge is a vertical lift bridge. It was built in 1910. Vertical lift bridges were built to replace the slow-opening swing span bridges. And now, the Hawthorne Bridge is one of the oldest of its type in the US, and maybe the world. That's a pretty fun fact. Speaking of fun facts, that's what you need to be finding when you receive your state postcards from Oregon. Just find a fun fact about that state that you get, and be prepared to share it in our Zoom meeting on Friday. Tillicum Crossing, the Bridge of the People. Built in 2015, this cable-stayed concrete bridge offers travelers a number of different ways to cross the Willamette River. On foot, bicycle, or taking the MAX streetcar or bus. But private vehicles are not allowed. Now that's what I call taking care of the people. Check out your health or wellness and self-care tip of the day. I believe it's making a collage, but I'm not quite sure how that relates to bridges. Built in 1926, the Ross Island Bridge was the highest bridge in Portland until the St. John's Bridge was built 5 years later. A steel cantilever truss, the Ross Island Bridge takes its name from the 304-acre group of islands just south of here. The Ross Island Bridge is about 123 feet above the Willamette. If you like those numbers, check out Google Classroom for your math assignments. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-ay, my oh my. The Selwood Bridge, which was built back in 2015 as a replacement for the old Selwood Bridge, which opened back in 1925, is a rare 4-span continuous steel truss. Rare, like an O-ring. Listen to today's read aloud to find out what happens to Spencer and the rest of the rebels. Oh, and I think there might be something about a bridge thing or something, I don't know. Alright, see you tomorrow.